Hi guys, this is Jean and Joe from Hogtown Prepper, and we have a beautiful Saturday here, so we're going for a walk that we take pretty frequently. It's a 4-mile walk, round trip, and it goes down this beautiful dirt road beside cow pasture, and it's a really beautiful, peaceful way to spend some time. We typically talk a little bit about bushcrafting. There's some wild edibles along the way at certain times of year, and we're also wanting to learn more about wild edibles here in our area. We see a lot of plants that seem as though they would be edible, but we're not quite sure yet, you know, and you don't want to be wrong about something like that. So we're spending today, we're going to explore a little bit, take some time, and just enjoy the beautiful nature that we have out here. And we figured we'd take you guys along with us. So we'll check back in when we're a little further down the road, and see you in a few. Here's something else that's really interesting. It's a plant, and it's like the leaves are almost like petals, and it has a smell. It's this very slight fragrance, and I see the wasps, they love it. So we know that fall is fast approaching our area when we start seeing the Virginia creeper beginning to turn red and darken up. And we're starting to see a lot more by way of yellow and white flowers that are coming out everywhere. We're also seeing seed pods, various grasses. This stuff turns into, if I'm thinking of the right stuff, this stuff turns into fluff. And when you put a ferro rod spark to it, it goes up.
Like gasoline.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. You can see these are wild grapes all through here.
Which are everywhere on both sides of the street.
And this past, well, what was it, about a month ago, they were producing, and they are so good. We walk through and just eat grapes as we walk along. And there's also some plum trees, but the plums, for some reason this year, they didn't produce. I don't know why they didn't put out, but the year before, there were plums everywhere. The little small, slightly tart.
So what's this road that we're walking on?
We are coming up on the portion of the road that we call the Bone Road. And the reason we call it that is because in the course of our walking the last few years, we have seen discarded, dead calves, deer, pig, goat. I know there's been a couple of dogs, I think. We see all manner of things dumped out here, and I think one of the saddest ones that I've seen was we came up on 2 does, and they were just discarded on the side of the road, and all they had removed from them was their backstrap. And the meat was still so, I mean, their eyes were clear, everything was so fresh. Somebody had just taken them, stripped off the back, and dumped them. And that was heartbreaking to see. First of all, don't poach. And if you are gonna poach, use the whole animal. Don't just take the back strap and dump it. It's so disrespectful. It's a waste. It was sickening to see. So anyway, we end up with a lot of bones on the road, mostly from poaching, I think. So we call it the Bone Road. You never know what you're gonna find out here.
One of the things I'm looking for out here while we're walking is lichens. I learned that some of our lichens can be used, well, you dry them out and you can use them as fire starter. You can turn them into a coal and blow a fire from it. I found these, and these look like what I saw, so I'm going to pry a few of them off just to see. That looks about right.
They feel dry.
They're pretty dry. I'm going to try various ways to ignite this with the ferro rod and I'll get back with you on that if I'm successful.
And here is our one of our favorite spots on this walk. It's the beautiful canopy above us with the Spanish moss.
Some people find Spanish moss to be pretty creepy. I think it's beautiful.
Well, that was the funny thing. I once posted up a picture on a forum that I had taken of this shot right here. And somebody said that was the creepiest thing they had ever seen. And I don't know. I've grown up here my whole life. Like 4th generation Floridian here, and Spanish moss, it's not creepy to me. I'm wary of it for red bugs, but beyond that, it's absolutely beautiful. You see the moss up on these oaks, and the ferns growing as well, and plenty of grapevine. But I don't know if you can get this, or if you can see it, if the camera can get it, but it's just absolutely beautiful through here. Right after you go over the top of the hill, over in this posted area that I can't get into, but you can see there is a sinkhole over in that area. And over on this side, across the road, there's also, I don't know that this is a sinkhole, but it's a low, kind of a slough kind of area.
It looks like a small sinkhole. It's filled with water.
Yeah, there is water in it now. Unfortunately, people like to come out and dump their garbage. It's like, if you're gonna drive this far anyway, why not just take it to one of the dump stations? I mean, but I won't even get started on that. It makes me so mad. But yeah, over there you can see, or hopefully you can see, the dragonflies and the butterflies are just flying around, and it's beautiful. We've seen raccoon up in this area. We've also seen deer crossing the road ahead of us. Out here there is a buck who we mostly see on this side, in this area.
He's a young buck, he's a 4-pointer.
4-pointer, and I know we've seen him with at least 2 does and 2 spotted fawns. You know, somebody should have told these gnats that it's the first day of fall, because they're everywhere. They're swarming all over the place.
You trying to film them kill me?
I know they're everywhere. I think you can probably hear them on the camera maybe. But yeah, happy first day of fall, everybody. It's about 90 degrees here.
Yeah, Florida fall.
But there is the promise that the cool is on the way. We have actually had enough cool nights now that we were able to stop using our air conditioner again. And this year, we wanted to reacclimate, you know, to our environment. And being here in north central Florida, we get a lot of heat and humidity. And we notice, you know, if you are constantly in air conditioning and you're going from air conditioning into an air-conditioned car, to your air-conditioned job, back again into air-conditioned stores, you really suffer when you go out into the yard to do yard work, or to go out bushcrafting or hiking or anything like that. So this year we invested in a $20 screen door from Lowe's, and we opened up our windows, used some box fans, and we actually managed to get through all but a month and a half of this year without running the air conditioner. And I'm very proud of that.
Point down the road. Don't point that at me. What's wrong with you?
No, but I'm very proud of that, because it did make coping with the heat a lot easier. And you know, that's an important thing when it comes to prepping, to prepare your body as well. I mean, when we had, I think it was 2005, we had those 4, the tropical storms and hurricanes came through, and we were constantly losing power. And let me tell you, that was difficult. If you're used to AC, suddenly no AC, that's very hard on the body. So we want to toughen up a little bit. And I think that this year has proven to us that reacclimating to our environment is a doable thing. The only time it really became difficult was the dog days of summer, about August, when I was standing in the kitchen cooking and I had sweat running down my legs. I was like, okay, I've reached my limit personally. But yeah, I mean, our electric bills were $100 less than they were last year. And we take that $100 and we put it towards preps and other things of importance to us. So, the promise of fall is here. It's on its way, and we're really looking forward to the cool so we can get out and do quite a bit more of this. Okay, and coming out of the wood line, I want to show you guys like my second favorite place about our walk over here. Isn't this beautiful? There's a house and a grape arbor and like a barn over there. And this field, they just harvested their hay from it about 2 weeks ago. And I don't know, it's something about the way this looks up here. It makes me feel very nostalgic for when I was a little girl. My grandfather would take me all over the place. We'd walk out in nature, through cow pastures, beside lakes. It's something that I'm always grateful that he gave me, an appreciation and a love of nature. It's something I'm very grateful for. But as you can see, we're coming up to a county road now, so we get a lot more traffic. And the city's been through crunching and shredding the trees to maintain power lines. It looks like a massacre through here. Pretty sad. But, I don't know. They've got their reasons for doing things. But yeah, they've certainly made a mess of things through here. But that's okay. Nature has a way of recovering. It will grow back.
Show this oak tree they've decimated right here.
Yeah, I mean, the thing, it looks like a giant chainsaw on an arm. And they just, I don't know, it's...
Start up there and pan down.
Yeah.
Just look at that. And then look on the ground.
I know.
It's horrible.
I've never actually seen a road maintained this way until now. I don't know if maybe the city gave them a new toy or what, but it's pretty sad. Some of our grapevines that had the beautiful golden muscadine grapes were damaged. It's the only golden muscadines I've found through this area, and they taste like cotton candy. They're wonderful. Hopefully they'll be able to recover from this aggressive pruning. But yeah, it's still beautiful out here. Even though nature's been dealt a little bit of a blow here. But, I mean, that's, when you don't have your own land, this is kind of what happens. But we appreciate what we've got. And we're almost to the end of the walk. You can see the cars going by. And that's the end of the road. And then we turn around and walk back.